we are now going to discuss about the elective paper, mobile computing. In that, basics of communication technologies we are going to discuss. Definitely this will be very useful for you, right? So first let us start with the fundamental concepts of wireless communications. So let us begin with the concept of frequency. So do you have any idea about a frequency? Frequency means waves. So that is a number of waves transferred per second. That is called a frequency. Right? So it is expressed in terms of hertz. Right? So the units of a frequency is hertz. That means what? If it is one wave per second means the hertz is 1 hertz. Number of waves transferred per second is expressed, that is called a frequency. Right? So the relation between the frequency and the wavelength is given here. Mu equal to C by lambda. Right? So mu is the frequency, C is a speed of light, that is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second, and then lambda is wavelength. Right? So let us consider, so the waves can be a smaller or very longer or whatever it may be. So for example, the single room, a single wave can cover in this room. So here the number of waves per second is what? 1 wave per second. Right? So that means, so the entire room covers a single wave, assume that. So that means the length is more. The length is more, but the waves are only 1. Right? So if you consider in this room 100 waves in this room per second transferred. So you just consider 100 waves. So you are considering like this. So 100 waves transferred per second. So that means the length will be very small. More frequency, more number of waves, less wavelength. Can you understand the concept? Right? So a single wave can cover the maximum length. So that is why we are using the formula frequency is inversely proportional to the wavelength. If the frequency is more, the length is, the frequency is more, the length is small. If the frequency is high, inversely proportional. Clear? Right? So a single wave, the length is more. The frequency is small. So number of waves transferred is very small. But the length is very high. So based on this concept only, they have categorized short wave, medium wave and long wave. Right? So short wave, so more number of waves transferred per second. So long wave, a single wave. So the long wave covers more wavelength, but frequency is very less. Can you understand the concept? Right? So that is based on this concept only. It is the fundamental concept for your any communication technologies. Right? So this is the formula. So next, so we have seen so short wave, long wave, that is medium wave. So we are having a plenty of waves. So number of waves, so hertz, kilohertz, megahertz, so that is expressed in this frequency spectrum. Right? So in this frequency spectrum, so I have given that is for a wired network. This much amount of frequency. Right? So megahertz. Megahertz means what? So 1000 kilohertz, 1 megahertz. So that much amount of waves transferred per second. So just imagine. Right? So here we have a different frequency range. So that is the top level is given for wired transmission and the lower level is given for, that is for wireless transmission. I am comparing this frequency spectrum, different frequencies. So this is for infrared, this is visible light. So beyond that we are using this ultraviolet ray. Clear? Right? So in this way only the rays are, the frequency is transferred. Right? This is the fundamental concept. Right? So we have seen a long wave, short wave and medium wave. So where the long wave is used? A single wave, more wavelength. So the long wave can penetrate even through the submarines. Right? So long wave is applied in submarines. Long wave means it contains minimum frequency but more wavelength. Can you understand this? Right? So the same way we have a different frequency, medium frequency and high frequency. These are all used in AM radio and FM radio. Right? Radio stations uses this frequency. So that means here we have more frequency but wavelength is very less. Clear? Right? So next we have a very high frequency. This is used in digital TV and broadcasting. Right? So these are the fundamental concepts of frequency. So the technologies, ultra high frequency is used in, ultra high frequency means, so that is the mentioned here, ultra high frequency. So this is used in your mobile phones with the analog techniques for digital GSM. We will discuss what is GSM within 5 minutes. Right? So we will have an overall idea about this GSM concept. Next, so that is infrared frequency. So we have C. This is the fundamental concepts for any transmission. Next we will see the concept of signals. What do you mean by signal? Right? So they are a physical representation of data. So what are the data you have? What are the physical representation? So you have the parameters for this signal are. First one is frequency, amplitude and phase. Right? So next one is frequency, amplitude and phase. So the analog signal means it is a continuous signal. Digital signal means it is a discrete signals. Next, so based on that, we will see the concept of multiplexing. These technologies are mainly used in mobile communications. In any communication, we have to know the fundamentals of communication technologies. These are all very, very important fundamental concepts. So what are they? So we have a different types of communication technology. So the first one is space division multiplexing. What do you mean by space division multiplexing? In the space division multiplexing, we are dividing that space. So each carrier frequencies, each channel is allocated with a separate space. Right? Listen here. So each channel is dedicated with a separate space. S1 is separated with one channel. So next space is allocated with another channel. Each channel is dedicated with a separate space. So what is the advantage of it? So this will cover more space in it. Only one channel will be dedicated to this. Only another channel will be dedicated to this. So multiple channels will not here enter into this. That is the drawback with this space division multiplexing. Clear? Right? So to overcome that problem, we are moving to the next concept, that is frequency division multiplexing. So in this, how they are dividing here is, so each and every channel is dedicated with a single frequency. Each and every channel is allocated with a single frequency. So in that case, so each and every mobile phone is allocated with a single frequency. So that means, so for a radio station, so you people are very familiar with that, 93.5, 106.4. So these are all a separate frequency is allocated to different radio stations. Right? So each and every channel is allocated with a separate frequency. What is the advantage of it? So here multiple frequencies are allocated. Right? Another advantage. But the drawback here is what? So for radio station and all, it is 24 hours continuously busy. So that frequency is fully allocated, fully engaged. But your mobile phones are now, and during the college time, you are switching off your mobile phones. So in that case, your frequency is, it's not used, right? So that is, in that case, there are some frequencies which are used the whole day, but very few frequencies which are used very rarely. So the frequencies are not used very often in the case of mobile phones. During the exam times, we are switching off. During the college time, during the office time, we are switching off. So that is the drawback with the frequency division multiplexing. So to overcome that problem, so the next concept, clear? Can you understand the concept of frequency division multiplexing, right? So to overcome that problem, we will move to the next concept called time division multiplexing. So that is, here we are dividing in terms of time. Each and every channel is dedicated with a separate time slot. So each and every frequency is allocated with a separate time slot. So in this, we can compare it with the practical example. In TV and all, you people are seeing with the serials, right? Serial, dramas and songs. So you have seen so many things. So in that, so that is considered the drama. In the drama, so there is a gap, interval. So they are giving a lot of advertisement in that. So that is allocated to another user. The different time slots, that is called time division. Single channel, it is dedicated to multiple users simultaneously. We are dividing it in terms of different time slots. Clear? So that is called time division multiplexing. For example, different language people, some people may communicate with the mother tongue may be Malayalam. So some people may have a mother tongue may be Telugu. So if you communicate in Malayalam, the Telugu people will not know anything. If they communicate in Telugu, Malayalam people will not know anything. So the secrecy will be maintained. So that is called based on the secret. So that will be more secured one. So this is used in that military application, CDMA technology, code division multiple access. So based on that secret code, cryptography, everything, and we are following this code division multiplexing concept. Clear? So that is the different types of multiplexing we have used in this concept. So now the next concept is just to have a fundamental concept, right? Spread spectrum. What do you mean by spread spectrum? We are spreading the spectrum. So that means what? Your narrowband signal is now transferred into broadband signal using a special code. That is called spread spectrum. Clear? Right? So in this spread spectrum, so this is the, we are coming with the frequencies concept. Can you understand the concept? Right? So we have seen frequency, right? What is the frequency? Short wave, long wave, medium wave. Short wave, that is long wave is used in submarines and medium wave is used in radio stations and all. Right? Mobile station we are using ultra high frequencies, right? And different technologies we have used everything we have seen it so far. So these are all some of the basic communication technologies. So using this concept, so initially that mobile communication, there are different generation, 1G, 2G, 3G, 4G. Now we are using, we are following 5G or 4G. So the second generation of phones, that is considered as a GSM, right? So what do you mean by GSM? GSM means Global System for Mobile Communication. This is considered as a second generation of mobile communications, right? So second generation of mobile communication. So it was European digital cellular with the facility of international roaming, they are introducing the concept. Right? So this is the ideas introduction about GSM. Right? So through that GSM, we are communicating. So that is the first one. In the Europe, they are following this technology only first. So next to the GSM, we have come to the concept of called GPRS. Right? So what do you mean by GPRS? General Packet Radio Service. So we are transferring everything in terms of packets. That is called the GPRS. Right? So in this, it is a new barrier service for GSM that greatly improves and simplifies wireless access into the packet data networks. Right? Everything we will discuss GSM architecture and everything in that in the next following classes. In the next classes we will discuss about the GSM architecture and GPRS architecture elaborately. Right? So we will just have an introduction about this concept, GSM concept. Right? So the time slots are allocated. So we have a different channels are used. They are now comparing. What is the difference between GSM and GPRS? Right? So GSM, Global System for Mobile Communication. GPRS means General Packet Radio Service. So everything is transferred in terms of packet. So here, how many packets they have data transferred is 9.6 kilobits per second. Packet it transmit, data rate is. Here we have used 14.4 to 115.2 kilobits per second is transfer. Right? So here the modulation technique we have used is GMSK, Gaussian Minimum Shift Keying Technique. So for that and all we are using that, and then multiplexing, the code division, modulation techniques, we have a different techniques. Gaussian Minimum Shift Keying Techniques. Right? So the same thing is used for GPRS also. Here the billing is connection oriented. Here what? The GSM case, how much time we are using that is the matter. But in the case of GPRS, how much packet we are using, downloading, data transferred, that is taken into account. Here the connection duration, time is based, time based billing. Here the amount of data transferred based billing. That is the difference between GSM and GPRS. Clear? Right? So the next one is type of connection. So it is time duration. Based on the time, how much time it is connected. So it is called circuit switched technology it uses. That is packet switched technology. So that is the main difference between GSM and GPRS. Now, right? So the next, we will see the concept of wireless LAN. Right? So what do you mean by, so what are the advantages of wireless LAN? So what is the difference between wired LAN and wireless LAN? If you consider that the difference is, the wired LAN, we need a separate room. Lot of computers, everything should be connected with the wires. But in the case of wireless LAN, there is no need for a separate room. Anywhere else we can create a LAN. Right? So Bluetooth, right? So we have plenty of wireless LAN technologies we are using. Right? So that is, it is the advantages of wireless LAN is given. Right? So in the wired LAN, mobility is not possible. Another drawback with the wired LAN is, we cannot take it into, during that moving time, so it is not possible. Wireless LAN we cannot set, wired LAN we cannot set up. So if you travel in the train, you can connect, right, to the internet. So that is possible. So that is the mobility time, right? So mobility is not possible in the case for wired LAN, right? In the case of wireless LAN, it is very flexible. It is within the radio coverage. Nodes can communicate without any further restriction, planning. So for that, so for this wired LAN and all, we need this much amount of room size, 20 into 10 So this much amount of room size, this much amount of tables and wires, cables, modem, everything we are discussing. Proper planning is needed in the case of wired LAN. But there is no need for any previous planning in the case for wireless LAN. These are all advantages. Same way, design. Allow design of small independent devices. Robustness. Even can survive in the natural disasters. Right? So that is for flooding and hurricane and all. So at that time, wired will be cut off. Right? So there is no connection to communicate with that people in the disaster area in the case of wired LAN. So how to communicate with them? So in that case, it is very, very helpful through the mobile phone we are communicating. That is the advantages of wireless LAN. So disaster relief, even that is a flooding time and hurricane time, we can communicate to that area, disaster area, with the help of wireless LAN. These are all some of the advantages of using a wireless LAN. Right? So next one is disadvantages of wireless LAN. So what are the drawbacks with this? A wireless LAN. Right? So here the quality of service is very low. Right? In what way it is very low? Here that is that in that wired technology, sure, whatever you send, definitely that will reach the user. But in the case of wireless, that radio signal may be weak, right? So you cannot get that correct data, right? That is, the interference will be more here in the case of wireless technology. So that is, the quality of service is poor here compared to the wired technology. Right? So next one is the cost is high. There is no proper standard to be followed. Right? And then restrictions. It is with the comply with the national regulations. Safety and security is less. Right? Anyone and the intruder can interfere and can get the data easily. Right? So that is the drawbacks with this wireless LAN technologies. Next one is, so we have a different standards we have used. Right? What are the different standards we have used is IEEE standard. These are all just to know the concepts. So what are the things available? So I am just discussing, I am not taking depth concepts, just basics of communication technologies only I am discussing. So what is wired? What is the difference between the different standards? So 802.1, this is for defines a standard, defines interfaces and standards. So this is 802.2. So next one is Ethernet. 802.4, this is for token bus. This is for, these are all wired network, wired concept. Right? So token ring concept, IEEE standards we are following. Right? So this is for wireless LAN. Wireless LAN starts with 11, 802.11. Right? 802.15 Bluetooth standard. It is a wireless technology, Bluetooth. So through that Bluetooth, you can hear music, you can transfer data, right? All the things are possible. Right? So easily we can we can connect to the other person through that Bluetooth. Right? So these are the different ZigBee. This standard is IEEE 802.15.4. So we have different things. Wireless, right? Bluetooth, IRDA, ZigBee. So these are all WPAN. Right? Now we will compare the concept of wired network and wireless network. What are the difference between? So based on this, so far we have discussed, right? What are the different concepts? What is the frequency? How the data are transferred? Everything is expressed in terms of frequency, amplitude and phase. What are the techniques? Right? So frequency, phase division multiplexing, frequency division multiplexing, time division multiplexing and code division multiplexing. Right? So using this, so we are seeing the concept of GSM. We are comparing what is GSM and what is GPRS. What is the advantages of GPRS, the speed, rate, everything we have discussed. So we are discussing the fundamental concepts. Now we will compare the difference between wired network and wireless network. Right? In the wired network, the speed of operation is very high. Right? So that is lower compared to this wired network. So the system bandwidth is high. Here the frequency spectrum. We have seen the frequency spectrum. Right? We have seen the different frequency spectrum, no? Right? Different spectrum. We are seeing the range. Right? 30 gigahertz. Right? Super high frequency. Right? Extra high frequency. We have seen the different. So this time, in this range, we are using a coaxial cable. So this range to this range, coaxial cable. And then this 300 hertz, we are using twisted pair in the wired network. We are following. Right? So this is the concept we are discussing. It is a difference between, so cost, less as cables are not expensive, more as wireless subscriber standards. Right? So wireless routers, wireless access points and adapters are very, very expensive in the case of wireless LAN. Not a wireless network. Generally we are speaking wireless network. Next one is the installation. Installation here it is easy, right? But there it is very tough installation. And then mobility, it is not limited. Anywhere else we can move. But there it is not possible. It is limited. Right? So within the room we can use that as it operates in the area covered by the connected system. Within the connected system we can communicate in the wired network. These are some of the differences, right? So and then transmission medium. So that frequency spectrum itself I have shown that, right? What are they? Copper wires, optical fibers, cables and Ethernet. And then next one is here we are using, right? Radio waves or infrared rays we are transferring, we are using, right? So next one is network coverage. It requires hubs and switches. Here we are using wireless base, right? So with that applications LAN and MAN, these are all some of the difference between your wired network and wireless network, right? So can you understand the concepts of basic communication principles, right? So up to this clear, right? So we have seen the concept of multiple concepts, right? So that is, what are they? So what is the fundamental concept of frequency, speed of light, and then that frequency and its wavelength are inversely proportional, short wave, long wave, medium wave. So based on that multiplexing concept we have analyzed, and then GSM, GPRS, and the difference between wired and wireless, and what else? Yes? So all the drawbacks and advantages, everything we have discussed. Up to this clear? Any queries? Thank you, students.